Well, yesterday night I brought you a story of Thomas Partey as the Saudi side, credible journalists came out and confirmed us that maybe, it was not even maybe, that Thomas Partey had gone ahead to agree personal terms with a Saudi side. £400,000 per week given to Thomas Partey, and Thomas Partey is really wanting to leave Arsenal. But Nikola Pepe went ahead and obviously rubbished or despised all those rumors and went ahead to let us know how Thomas Partey is in his plans and how his priority is known to him. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where you're watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Welcome to the Arsenal News Show, and let's continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And guys, we are left with just 40 subscribers to hit 16,000 subscribers today. And I think before we go into that match of Manchester United versus Arsenal, obviously everything will be done and dusted, and would have gone ahead to get ourselves the best that we deserve as far as the subscribers are really concerned. So continue to subscribe. But one will ask me, Rokani, how do I subscribe to your channel? Go into the lower right bottom corner, smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified every time we upload a video onto this YouTube channel. And let's see close to 500 likes. Smash on this video and let's roll. We're also talking about Nikola Pepe. Again, Mikel Arteta has gone ahead to drop a very big hint on why he's not with Arsenal onto the American tour, and Arsenal missing out on Mason Mount. Question posed to Arteta, and you're going to be shocked on the response he really gave the media personality that really asked this question. Now let's start it off with Thomas Partey, and he was asked this huge question, and I think most of you had not yet really known about it. Now, Mikel Arteta, on whether Thomas Partey is still in his plan, he said, Thomas Partey is a super important player for us and for me, and we want him to be in the team. That's for sure. So that is no brainer. That is no brainer. This man, Mikel Arteta, has always wanted Thomas Partey to stay at Arsenal. And as we always reiterated before, that it's not Arsenal that are pushing Thomas Partey out of the what? It's not Arsenal pushing Thomas Partey out of the club. It's Thomas Partey trying to really check his career elsewhere. It's Thomas Partey's decision. It's not a decision made by Arsenal. No, it's a Thomas Partey decision that he wants to try out a new career. And it's all about the money first and foremost, because if Ronaldo is there, then can you go ahead and obviously blame Thomas Partey for going there? I think no one can blame Thomas Partey for going to the Saudi League. So Thomas Partey is really one of those players that Mikel Arteta has gone ahead to obviously confirm his stance that he is in his plans, especially if at all you want your team to progress more and more. It's not that Thomas Partey is the best CDM in the world or the best player they would love to have, but they've brought in two new midfielders and they've not yet fitted into that Arsenal side, and at least they would deserve one more year to see to it that these players really settle in at the club of Arsenal. But if I told you lose Thomas Partey, that means you're going to be having three new midfielders, and it's really going to be a lot of hard work for Mikel Arteta. And when you look at how they've gone ahead to take all that long without getting in a player to play in that midfield position, it shows you that they are still convincing Thomas Partey to stay at the club of Arsenal. Then Mikel Arteta was again asked on Partey's priority, and these were his answers. So he was first asked on if he expects Thomas Partey to stay at Arsenal. He said, yes, I expect Thomas Partey to stay at Arsenal. And then they asked him on if there has been any conversations on whether Thomas Partey's priority is. He said, no, every time I spoke to him, every time I've had conversations with him, he's wanted to stay with us. So there is nothing there at all. So obviously, I can take you back a little bit. Not very many months away. I think it was on the 26th of May when Mikel Arteta held his last pre-match conference of Arsenal as they are going to host Wolves at the Emirates. That game ended 5-0 in favor of Arsenal. So Mikel Arteta was asked on the rumors of Granit Xhaka, he said he gave us the same answers, that in all of the conversations I've had with Xhaka, he has showed me that he's staying. Remember, the story of Xhaka going to Bayern Leverkusen broke around the beginning of May, and it was on and on and on and on and on, and personal terms were agreed. But he kept promising Arsenal fans that Granit Xhaka is going nowhere. Not until they saw Granit Xhaka really holding up that shirt. No Arsenal fan, some of the Arsenal fans couldn't believe us, but for us, we are getting it from credible sources that the player wanted out. Now, like for Thomas Partey, it's really a deal that the likes of Fabrizio Romano, David Austin, Jacobs Ben, Tier 1 journalists have gone ahead and obviously told us that there is interest of Thomas Partey to leave the Arsenal team. So, Arteta has to cover up for the player and for the club, but the fact is, Thomas Partey wants out. I don't know what Arsenal are going to do to convince Thomas Partey to stay, but the fact is, it's really hard. If it's money, they cannot give him money that Saudi Arabia is really getting, and it might be one of those factors that if at all, Saliba's gonna hate to come in here and obviously do one season, and has gonna hate to get a salary increment from 400,000 to equaling Thomas Partey at £200,000 a week. That obviously doesn't work well for Thomas Partey, because Thomas Partey has been an integral player for this Arsenal side ever since he signed for Arsenal from Atletico Madrid in 2020. So the other players, Gabriel Martinelli, just like £10,000 away from really hitting Thomas Partey, and Bukayo Saka being given close to £300,000 a week, Declan Rice earning 200 plus. So I think Thomas Partey feels like, I'm not respected at Arsenal. They are not even hinting on giving me a new deal, because Arsenal knows it better that if I told you to give Thomas Partey, it should be an improved deal, because right now he has a very huge offer on his table. So in those rooms, in the walls of the dressing room of Arsenal, I know what is being echoed over there. I think Thomas Partey is telling them, I want to go, better get a replacement for me, and all that and more is what Mikel Arteta cannot come out and obviously tell us, because I support Man United, you all know it. For the entirety of last season, Ten Hag had it in mind that he's going to get a new goalkeeper and David De Gea is not going to be given a new contract. That is it. So he kept defending David De Gea until the last day. He always told the media, David De Gea is part of my future, is part of my plans, and I want him to stay. But what happened? He has brought in Andre Onana, and they never renewed the contract of David De Gea. That's what Erik Ten Hag really had to do as far as that is concerned. So Arsenal might also be playing a hard game and obviously trying to see to it that the Saudi side raises their money, because they are valuing Thomas Partey at £30 million. Arsenal is valuing him at £45 million, and that's what they are calling in for. So let's wait and see how that really pans out, because it's really so much important to understand that it's not a one-day event. It's really going to take some long time to see to it that Arsenal really sell off Thomas Partey. Now, let's have a little bit of Mikel Arteta asked on facing Mason Mount, that is today against Manchester United, and whether he tried to sign him. He said, we are so happy with the players that we've signed and the players that we've got in our squad. So they're asking Mikel Arteta that. Rumors were bubbling all over that you wanted Mason Mount and Mason Mount snapped you. So the fact is, Arsenal wanted Mason Mount. They wanted Mason Mount, and Mason Mount told them, I'm going to Manchester United. The same applies to Liverpool. That's what he told them. But Arteta has gone ahead and obviously not even attacked Mason Mount, or even put out a very huge disgusting comment as far as this is concerned. He has said they're happy with the players that they've gone ahead to sign and the players that they've got in the squad. So Arteta has gone ahead to obviously shun that question and obviously get a fire extinguisher and obviously give it the best burn off that it deserves. So he has done it, and it's really one of those that you anticipate are really going to be in what we call the archive of not having been answered, because he never really answered it. And he's facing him today against Manchester United, one of the players that he wanted, and he's excited about the signings he made. But Mason Mount would have come ahead of Kai Havertz if at all he had not gone ahead to snap them. But all in all, I believe Arsenal got a better deal, because when you look at the talent of Kai Havertz, it's really one of those that you can obviously resonate with. So I reckon that's going to be a very competitive midfield game, and Mason Mount is really going to face Declan Rice, his mate, as they play tonight in New York. Lastly, he was asked about the future of Nikola Pepe at Arsenal, and he said the following: at the moment, he's recovering from an injury. That's why he's not here. He had a spell on loan, and we wanted to get more from that. We will have to see when he comes back, have a chat, understand his plans, and make a decision. So Nikola Pepe is still injured, and we are waiting to see what plans Mikel Arteta has for the player. Recently, I saw a story making rounds on social media that Arteta has gone ahead to obviously really give Nikola Pepe a second chance to come in through and obviously do the needful. But I doubt, that story died a natural death after we got in a story of Arsenal's interest in Mohamed Kudus. Arteta has shown us that him and Nikola Pepe are parallel and they will never meet. So it makes no sense for him to go all out and obviously keep him in the team of Arsenal, yet he's not needed. So I think even the injury has gone ahead to help Arteta a little bit, because he doesn't want him here, and Arsenal are really willing to terminate his contract. A Saudi pro side wanted him, and their negotiations really collapsed, and we're waiting and see how the 28-year-old is really going to find his next destination. But at Arsenal, I think it's going to be hard for him to be really retained at Arsenal, unless otherwise this injury jogs on until the transfer window comes to an end. That's it. But if at all this injury is going to be okay in the next 1 or 2 weeks, I anticipate that before the 1st of September, when the transfer window really closes, this guy will be sold by the side of Arsenal. So that is it that I had for you. What are your thoughts about Mikel Arteta confirming Partey's priority, and he's saying Partey is staying at Arsenal and he has Thomas Partey in his plans? What do you make about it? Is Mikel Arteta trying to do what we call covering up for the club and Thomas Partey, and not trying to expose exactly what is happening inside? Yes or no? What do you make about Nikola Pepe? Arteta is really telling us that he's injured, that's why he's not with the Arsenal squad. And do you see him at Arsenal or not at Arsenal next season? Lastly, Mason Mount. Arteta coming in through and obviously giving a shining answer from that. So I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living true God protect you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, my Muslim viewers and subscribers. Barak Laufiku.